people, we get stuck in our ways. Routine becomes habit, and habits shape our lifestyles. But are our lifestyles good for our finances? And if not, how do we break the cycle? Before we get to that, here's a quick recap of what we discussed in the previous episode.
How good is enough? What is enough? Do we get to a point where we can define more money? No. More money is when you are able to do what you want to do at any given point in time. That's more money, or that's enough money.
Thank you for joining us as we continue down this journey of financial planning. Now, our resident expert, Raphael, is here today, and he's going to take us through the lifestyle cycles. Raphael, what are our lifestyle conditions that kind of influence and affect our financial planning?
Thank you, Candice. The lifestyle conditions are both environmental and social. So the social ones, your age, your marital status, are you married? Do you have children? How old are the children? What is your level of education? You as the head of the family and that of your children. That's the lifestyle condition.
Mm.
And then the environmental, we are saying, what is the economic outlook? Where do you see the economy?
Mm.
What are the interest rates in the economy? Those are the conditions.
Okay, all right. Now, what are the various stages that our financial cycles go through in our lives?
Generally, as people, we go through the cycles or the stages, the life cycle stages. They are almost the same.
Okay.
But the time that they occur to people may be different.
All right.
But generally, we tend to describe them in terms of one is age, progression in life, and the like. So there are three of them.
Okay.
You look at the first stage, which happened between ages of 18 to around 35. So that stage, we call it the basic wealth protection stage. Why do we call it basic protection? It is when one starts to work, one is starting to earn, one is maybe starting to have a family. Mm-hmm. And the demands there are too high. So you want to be able to protect the
wealth.
The income.
Okay.
So the income, you may protect it in one or two ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then after this stage, which is very critical, which is the foundation, we expect someone to have stabilized.
Okay.
And then you go into full gear.
Okay.
You are now starting to build wealth. At the stage you are not building, it's trying to what do you call it? Maintain the standard of living. Then you must go into the next gear, starting to build wealth creation. And that stage is not the longest. It's normally at most 20 years.
Okay, just give us a bit more information. So you've mentioned 3 stages. And you've talked about the first one where you are going through life, you are starting to work, you're starting to have a family, and your goal at this point is to protect your income.
Is to protect income, yes.
What are the factors that affect that income protection, that wealth protection, and what are the consequences of not handling this particular stage well?
So you heard that I talked about the lifestyle conditions. Mm-hmm. So what impacts on these stages is each one is lifestyle condition. So the question is, if you have got a child, what is it that you need for the child to sustain to continue? You are saying you are not assured in event to be there. You must have life assurance for yourself. That's critical. You must have money in the bank. But in order to have money in the bank, it means maybe you may need to borrow. So there is credit, there is borrowing, so there is debt at that level. So it's just to try and protect your income. Mm-hmm. Then after that you've stabilized, then you are now saying, fine, debt is not maybe behind me. It's now debt which is productive, starting to build wealth. Mm-hmm. But what do you do is it just building wealth for the sake of it? You must then pass it on to the others. So 3 stages. First stage, protecting it. Don't just donate wealth. Second stage,
Explain, don't just donate wealth. How do you donate wealth?
at this stage, because Candice is coming out of school, is just earning money. The whole essence there is to say, how can I not just borrow for the sake of borrowing? Because when you borrow, you pay interest.
Right.
You are surrendering money. How do I structure my portfolio's investments in such a way that I don't pay a lot of tax? Because it's allowed to manage your tax. So at that stage, you are trying to manage not to give away money. So the second stage is give it to yourself. Accumulate wealth for yourself.
Okay.
Then the third stage, you're saying, no, I have had enough of this. Can I not pass on?
To my children, for example.
To your children, even to your wife. Maybe some even give it to their girlfriends, boyfriends. Give it to the chosen ones.
Right.
That's the final stage of life. So if you go through them, you have lived life.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very interesting. I think we've understood the 3 stages that we have to go through in life. Now, look, there's a very common saying that if you don't die early, you need income for the rest of your life. Like, that doesn't sound particularly encouraging. I thought we were at the stage where we've protected it, we've built it, and now we're passing it on. But if I need it that's not encouraging.
It's not encouraging, but die early. What
Raphael,
does dying early mean?
Yes, please explain.
No, dying early is not dying too quick after an illness. It's dying when you have got dependence. You have got children who depend on you. What happens when you die?
Right.
Do they continue? So it means you need to protect your life. What you call life assurance. You are assuring the lives of your children that regardless whether you are there or not, they will make it.
Right. See, that makes more sense.
Right. And then the next stage is you live long. You didn't die yet. You have lived longer than is necessary. Can you imagine you are 90, 100? If you're 100, how old is your firstborn? Could be 70, maybe dead. So you now need income to look after yourself.
Right.
So that's why we say, if you don't die, you live long. But at every point, it's either you've got a financial plan or you've got a financial problem.
Okay, well, there you have it. Now, in case you were wondering at what stage your financial planning life cycle is, here's a quick recap of what we've just discussed. Have you found your stage? Please tell us in the comment section, where do you currently sit? And join us as we look at the possible challenges at each stage of the cycle and also the possible solutions in the next episode. My name is Candice. Be kind to each other, but be kinder still to yourselves. We'll see you in the next one.